Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this morning. Got a big show lined up. A couple of special guests here, but first, let's take a look at our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and the hard-working crew up there in Southport taking care of our everyday comfort needs. Speaking of comfortable, high of 85, low 71, a beautiful spring day. Water temperature is a steady 77. It's been that way for about 8 or 9 days now, right at 77 degrees at the end of the pier. Take a look at our river readings brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get out and do. Take a look at Apalachicola, Bluntstown. It's reading a 7.4 this morning. The river it's a little bit high, but as the old timers say, it's about to get right. And this weekend should be an outstanding time on the river if the weather don't mess us up. The Choctaw Caryville, it's the same way. It's reading a 4.5, and I've been seeing some good pictures of the brim. Okay, we'll talk about the full moon. It's going to be coming up, and this is a great week to fish. The full moon will be next Monday night, the full moon of May. We'll talk about it all the time, so if you get a chance to freshwater fish this next 3 or 4 days, take advantage of it. The tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We got the tides today with great tides. We got a situation where all week long we have good tides. We have a low tide this morning, 224, and a high coming in at about 440 this afternoon. And we're looking at the wind direction again in double figures at 10, be coming out of east northeast. All right, we're going to take a break and come back with one of our guests. All right, welcome back, folks. One of our guests this morning, young Carter Myers. He's here with his dad, Fred, and Fred's back behind the camera. We're going to bring him on later. We're going to do the important stuff first, and then let Fred come on and talk about some red fishing. But Carter has a little school project, and we're going to participate in it. It's really interesting, and I talked to him last week about it. I'm excited about helping out on it. So Carter is going to end up maybe interviewing me. So Carter, tell us what's going on, buddy.
So I have a reading project at the end of this quarter to do about a good idea or an invention we have to do in reading. So I decided to create the project of getting outdoor education into middle school. Okay.
All right, so this is your, okay, so we're going to do this. He's going to interview me, so okay, go ahead.
So first question I have for you, when and where or how long did you do outdoor education?
So we started the class at Moser in 1993. I just wanted to introduce some of the outdoor things I learned growing up to a lot of our students, and it started with only 12 boys in the class. It ended up we have about 300 a year taking it now.
All right.
And I did it from 03 till I retired in 2016. I'm sorry, from 93 to 2016.
What were some of the activities you taught?
We just did a lot of things outdoors, just introduction, taught the kids how to set up campsites, orienteering with the compasses. We did archery. We learned to throw a cast net, learned how to fly fish, identified tracks, and just a ton of things. We painted fishing lures. Anything, it was so enjoyable. They just enjoyed it. Our goal was to just two things. One, if they're career-oriented, we could set them up in some kind of careers in outdoors, but the most important, I think, was just being part of their lifestyle as they got older, outdoor being part of their lifestyle.
All right, and what was your favorite thing about outdoor education? Oh,
the favorite thing was always just the kids, you know, just seeing them actually just flat out enjoy it. We would teach boating safety. We spent a whole week on getting a boater's safety certificate from Florida, and when they would take the test, they'd send the test back to me, and I'd bring the kids up in front of the room and play Pomp and Circumstances, a graduation song, and I'd present them with a certificate and shake their hand, and it was just all kind of cool things. But in the cookouts, we always had the kids bring food and all. We did outdoor cookouts, but they just a pure enjoyment watching the kids enjoy it outdoors.
In your opinion, how does outdoor education benefit students and help them take what they have learned and use it in the real world?
Well, it's a great question. But basically, the outdoors is good for the soul. It goes back, I believe that every fiber of my body. And when they learn how to enjoy it a little bit better, it's so much stress relief and so much natural beauty that God has given us. And also, we try to teach young people to take care of the outdoors as a lifelong activity. You know, make sure you're picking up trash and planting trees and all kinds of things like that. If you learn that at a young age, then it's just something that's going to stick with you.
One thing is that I like is the archery in outdoor education.
Archery is so much fun. You can do so many things with it. Like I say, about 80 to 90% of kids have not had archery. And in fact, probably 90-something% have not. And once they learn how to shoot, and they just have a ball doing it. And I'd get balloons toward the last unit. We'd do it about 3 or 4 weeks and spread it out some. The last couple of days, I'd put balloons in the target. And sometimes I'd put like a dollar bill in it, and sometimes in it, when it popped the balloon, they'd win it. And so you always be some little girl that had ever shot before, and she'll all of a sudden make a great shot and win $1. And then the last day I'd put $10 bills in it. So then sometimes put notes in it. Sorry, better luck next time. So something like that. But it's just something, again, they can shoot archery their entire life. When they have families, they can teach their little kids how to shoot in the backyard. And then, and then we have archery tournaments, statewide and national archery tournaments. So those are all good.
Yeah.
All right. You got any more questions?
That's all.
Okay,
No.
so you're going to present this to your class?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we appreciate you doing it as a fellow outdoorsman, and you doing this, and we hope to get it in middle school, and that would be awesome. And the great thing about this now, his principal, Mr. Wes Smith, was in my outdoor ed class in 1998 and helped build a canoe. So we'll be looking forward to the University Academy.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We're going to close out this segment. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Uh-oh, hold on a minute. We
lost the duck back there.
What about Jeff? We still in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
This is TV, folks. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Fred. Take over. You all go to run the show while I get set up.
All right. Well, just to touch a little bit about what Carter was talking about, outdoor education. When I was growing up, I did not have the opportunity to have a teacher in the school that taught me anything about outdoor education. It was all reading, math, and pretty much stuff I didn't like. So when I saw Coach, I went to Bay High, and then he started at Mosley, and I just thought it was a wonderful opportunity for kids that didn't otherwise have the opportunity. But I was fortunate to have parents that were really involved in outdoors and probably put more emphasis on outdoors in me than they did in reading and math, which today that might hurt a little bit, but I've caught up for it.
You turned out pretty good now. I tell you what, you do a great job. But thank you for those words like that, and we would love to see it all throughout the Panhandle, especially in this area, like we said. We have it in Bay County, Okaloosa County now, and also Walton County. So I'd like to get in all 9 counties by viewing area.
Yeah, and I think people get kind of carried away with what outdoor education is. Is one thing that when I was sitting over there listening, just being an outdoorsman, a woodsman, just that type of individual really helps in anything that has to do with fishing, hunting, or just hiking and outdoors. Just being a woodsman, and I'm not talking about just somebody that just is a little bit involved, but know what your surroundings are, know what you can and can't do in the outdoors, and it's just so good to be familiar with your environment that you enter. I mean, some people all they see is 23rd Street, and you know, I mean, that's just terrible to me. I mean, I just think it's a great opportunity to get people involved with stuff that they never get to see that's out there in the woods. And
Carter, do you think a lot of your classmates, you're a 7th grader now, a lot of your classmates would enjoy doing some of this stuff in school?
Yes, a lot of them would. They would quit school if they could.
I understand. So anyway, it's a win-win for everyone, and we'll keep talking about it. Do not take no for an answer. I've been in the school system my whole life. I'm on the school board now. They can do it. I can promise you, the school system can do it. They may not want it, may not have to do all that, but they can do it. So don't take no for an answer. Okay, just keep on keeping on, and get some young people like Carter after it. Okay, let's talk about red fishing. I know you lost that tournament. I showed a picture the other day. point, what, that tournament in Louisiana?
It's 4 100ths of an ounce, so a lot of people don't understand what that is, but it's like a drop of water. That was in Louisiana. Me and Britt Ordez fished out of Houma. Hopedale. And anyway, we got second by 4 100ths of an ounce.
We showed this board and all. I just kept shaking my head. That's just hard to believe.
And that was over 7 fish. That wasn't your 2 fish conventional tournament. That was over 7 fish. So any one of those fish, if we would have had 4 100ths, but that's the way it goes. You know, we were fortunate to get second, and we've had a lot of good tournaments, and we enjoy it. And Carter and I, we did end up winning the tournament, 2 tournaments actually. One with the Emerald Coast Redfish Series about 3 weeks ago, and then one Saturday with the North Florida Redfish Series out of Panhandle. So we've done pretty good. We fend for ourselves. Yeah.
What kind of boat are you running this year?
Same boat. I'm still running Lake and Bay. There's a bunch of advantages. Just in my opinion, my style, it's pretty fast. But the biggest thing is it gets up in shallow water, and it's a 20-foot boat that acts like a skiff, so I can float it in shallow water and get to some fish that people can't get to that are in a little bit larger boat. When you start getting in your 20-foot plus, they start drafting, and Lake and Bay is one of those boats that have been around for a long time, and it's really helped my style of fishing.
Yeah.
But I tell people all the time, you know, what's your favorite lure, what's your favorite boat, what's all that stuff, and my biggest recommendation is fish to your strength that you are. If you're a deep water fisherman, fish that, and try to capitalize on that. If you're real shallow, you don't have, a lot of people say, well, I can't win because I don't have a 300. Well, that's not true. I've fished out of Carter's boat where I've got a 70, and I've caught fish in 4 inches of water. Pay attention to your own strengths. Fish your own strengths that you have, and you'll be a better fisherman for it, and you'll see yourself start finishing better if you just pay attention to what you can fix instead of what everybody else can fix.
That is great advice. Well, whatever you're strong at, you go ahead and pursue that. Carter, have you been doing some pretty serious fishing too?
I went yesterday morning, and I caught a bunch of redfish in our bay here.
All right.
And some trout, big trout.
Trout and redfish. That is so good. What about, what do you got coming up, Red?
I leave maybe today, but probably tomorrow to go fish a tournament out of Louisiana. It's the Florida Power Pole Redfish Series, and we're looking at trying to win Team of the Year for it, and then we got a big championship. So that's coming up. We're in second, I think, in Team of the Year right now.
Power Pole is one of your big sponsors.
Power Pole's been with me a long time. They've got a couple new products, the Power Pole Charge. It's an amazing thing. You put it on your boat. It's a charge on the fly. It makes your boat motor just like a car. So it charges your battery. You basically never have to touch that battery. It's maintenance free. I'm talking about your trolling motor battery. So as you run, it charges your battery. And then I'm running a Lithium Pro trolling motor battery. So it's a lithium 36-volt battery. It accepts a charge real quick. So trolling motor systems have come a long way here in the last few years. So it's amazing.
Yeah.
But the Power Pole Charge is probably one of the best things that's come out besides the actual Power Pole.
You know, down at ICAST several years back, you introduced me to the fellows who helped sort of invent the Power Pole, and I got to talk to them and all. It's been fascinating watching that company. Here, local guys doing down there, and had just, you know, it didn't rest on its laurels. It just kept going, and boy, the Power Pole is a game changer. Yeah,
it is. It's unfortunate their patent came up a year or so ago, and so there's been some competitors out there that have done an off kick of it, but that just tells you how good the brand is. If somebody else is inventing it again, or not inventing it, but if somebody else is taking it again and redoing it. But I can tell you right now, as far as Power Pole is concerned, is you can't get anything more customer service oriented company, second to none. If you have something go wrong, which very seldom does, you can get it fixed. Especially today, that's real important. You can get attention, you can get somebody on the phone, and you can get them to fix it right away.
Okay, we're going to take our final break. We'll come back with some tips from Fred and Carter on how to catch a lot of redfish. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So here with Fred and Carter, a tandem duo when they're fishing and all, but also a father-son combination. We're going to get back to them, but let's look at our fishing game times right now. 7:15 to 8:15. to 9:15 this morning. Brought to you by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. I was down this past weekend. Folks, they're packed out. People coming and going. They're sold out of books. I just took another box down there. 7:37 to 9:37 tonight. And I tell you another thing too. They ran out of shrimp. I was there. They ran out of shrimp like at 9:30, I think, that morning. They had a whole big old thing full of. So if you want to live bait fish and get shrimp in that area, you got to get them early. Don't wait to come in here about 10 o'clock and try to get some live bait because they're going to be out of it. All the tackle stores are right now. Okay, before we get back to fishing, let's talk about our hunting season. I know y'all love to hunt too. So, Carter, what about your hunting season this past year?
It was pretty good. The deer hunting, me and him, we both killed a buck on the same day, an 8-point and a 9-point. He killed the 9-point, I killed the 8-point within about 30 minutes of each other.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a place we manage pretty good, and they're pretty good deer. They both scored over 100, and that's good for Florida. But we manage pretty hard. We don't shoot a lot of deer, so we're in that stage of management. We got a piece of property that we're just getting kicked off. So, but it worked out well. We had a good morning. It was real cold. It was that time of year where the bucks were really chasing the does, and I shot a buck early in the morning, and I just told him to hold tight. And we had been having them on camera, so we knew which deer. I think that's important. I think as technology's come along, you can identify what you have and then how much time you want to put in there. Some people think it's cheating, and it probably is a little bit, but it sure does save you a lot of time.
Yeah, I think we all have to have that camera now. It's part of it. And then we went into turkey season. So how about the spring gobbler season? How'd y'all do?
I killed 2 this year in Florida. One, it had about almost a 9.5-inch beard, and then the other one was a 9-inch beard. It was pretty good.
Good.
Had some spurs too. My dad shot one that had 1 3/8 spurs and about 11.5-inch beard. And then I was on low man on total. I shot one, but by that time I was ready to start fishing. So, but we had a good set of birds. You know, after the storm, birds are coming back, and you know, one thing that people don't realize is that storm hit during the daytime. If it had hit at night and those birds would have been on the roost, it'd have wiped out turkeys where we hunt. So that's one thing. You know, we're into turkey management too. So we don't necessarily shoot all our quota. We try to manage them and raise them, and it's fun. The last one, as I called him up, it came down a long road, came right to us, and it wouldn't come all the way, it wouldn't commit, and it was about 40 yards, and he could shoot that far, but we messed with this bird a little bit, and I grabbed the fan and tilted it up. It's an actual turkey fan off of a gobbler, and I pulled it up, and he saw the fan, and man, he just sprinted over there about another 15 yards and was standing up looking at us. And I said, go ahead and get that one. So it was a pretty good hunt.
And you were going over during the break, the rules that he taught.
Yeah, what's our 3 rules, Carter?
3 rules of turkey hunting.
Don't call too much, don't let them see you, and don't miss.
So we got 3 basic rules, and that's another part of what I was talking about, turkey hunting. Turkey hunting is mainly just being a good woodsman. If you let them see you, it's over. So it doesn't matter how you call or how good you are. If they see you, it's done. So. And then the last part is don't miss. If you miss, it's all for naught. So
don't miss.
Don't miss. And we that's funny. You know, we spend a lot of time. We've dropped down to 20 gauges. Sometimes we hunt with a 410. We don't hunt with a 12 gauge anymore. I would hunt with a bow, but I think your ratio to actually harvest a bird, even if you hit it, is real slim. So. Try not to wound any birds. So we use a 20 gauge and sometimes a 410, and it's made it fun. I mean, it's made it fun.
Good. Okay, let's get back to fishing now. You were talking about, speaking of rules and all. The first rule of fishing when y'all out red fishing, what did you, Carter? What did that?
Cast as far as you can away from the boat. Get away from the boat.
Yeah.
Cast as far as you can.
Casting distance is important when fishing artificials.
And when you're out looking for an area, you just go to where you think they are, where you feel like you're comfortable fishing areas that you're familiar with, or you try new areas? Yeah,
if you're in a boat and you kind of have it set up with the trolling motor and all that, and my favorite thing to do is, or to find fish, is to get a real calm morning where it's real slick and put that trolling motor on high, don't even fish, and just troll a motor down the bank and try to just see if you're pushing off fish. if you don't see any fish, you'll see them wake off. There's not fish there, so you got to find another area. And that's just a general basic tactic to kind of use to find fish. The fishing's gotten a little tough because a lot of people are fishing. I mean, they get pressured. They're just like a deer in the woods. You put a lot of hunters in the same area. I mean, deer kind of disperse, and sometimes they leave, unfortunately. But it's being in the area. But the most just basic thing is look for life. I mean, if you got mullet, you know, if you got, I mean, we caught a bunch of fish the other day, and the number one thing that we saw the most of was stingrays. We saw tons and tons and tons of stingrays. Not just a little bit of stingrays, but I bet you we saw 100 to 200 stingrays, but we caught 30 to 40 redfish. So just life in general is important.
In general, how long you stay in the area? If you're not catching anything, you just keep moving. You don't stay in there very long, do you?
If we're not catching much, we're moving on. We're moving on because you know, when you're fishing a redfish tournament and you get on the clock, it's a whole different. You got to leave at daylight and be back at 3. A lot of people can catch their fish at any time, but we got to catch the fish in between that time period. So it's important that we try to catch them during the right time.
Okay, I got about one more tip. What color? I mean, real quick, got 30 seconds. What colors you like? Different colors?
No color. Whatever you can get furthest from the boat.
Okay.
That's real important.
That's the big thing.
Biggest thing is I took a bait real quick and somebody sent it to me, and it was a crawfish. I pulled the pinchers off and came out with just a tube, and I said, you need to build this, and we caught 30 redfish on it the next day.
How about that? That's a lot of fun experience.
Yeah.
We're going to get Fred to write a book on the redfish and chips and all, because you're looking at one of the premier red fishermen in the country, and especially here in the Southeast. And Carter's coming right behind him, right? Because I've been watching the pictures.
Because I got a good partner.
He got a good fishing partner. Also, Brett does a good job out in Louisiana.
Yep,
so,
we do good.
So keep us sending pictures and all, and we're going to get you back on again pretty soon, both y'all. And good luck with your project there. Hope you make an A off of it. If not, I'm going to talk to the teacher. All right. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Thanks, guys, for coming on. Y'all do something good today for your fellow man. Enjoy our beautiful outdoors and take care of outdoors. God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.